So I'm going to show you how to do 3-point editing. Why you want to use 3-point editing is because it makes it just simple to kind of take a clip and only use what you want out of it. This is kind of a lengthy clip here. So let's say right here is where you want to set where you want the video to start on your timeline. So you would press the I key, let it play for a bit, and let's just say for right here, you want that to be where that clip ends. So you're going to want to press the O key. And so now when you click this and drag it on your timeline, that will be the only part that you see. It's just that little bit. I'll show you guys how to fit to fill. So when you have fit to fill is important because when you want to use a shot in between two clips, but you want the duration to stay the same, you can easily put that clip that you want in between that space. So here I have a clip, an in and out point, and so I'm going to go here on the timeline. I'm going to press I for an in point, drag it over, and press O for the out point. And then you're going to come up to the top left, press on that, and press period. And when you press period, you can see all these points, and you're going to want to change clip speed fit to fill. So it easily puts it right there. And now when you play it, it is going to fill up that space without messing up the duration. Explain how to use a ripple tool. So a ripple tool, you'll see it where these two kind of arrows meet, and this is where all your R's will be: ripple, rolling, rate, stretch. So head over to ripple, and ripple is really effective. As you can see, it will not work until you put it right in between those two clips. And here you could see where you want your one clip to end, where the other begins. Let's say just here at the 14-second mark, if I wanted this to end and it pick up with her walking, that's where the ripple tool can come into effect. Now I'm going to show a roll edit. And so a roll edit affects both the in and out point of the two clips together. So if you're going to want to go to where the rest of the R's are, right under ripple will be rolling tool, or the edit tool. And so same thing with the ripple, it doesn't work until you get it right over that like little crack there. And so as you can see, it affects both the ins and out points of both clips. So, let's say right here, if you wanted Laura on the right to like just start walking through those bushes for whatever reason, you could do that. And so now when you play it, it'll start right there. You guys how to use the slip tool. So you're going to want to go to these two arrows that are connected and under slip. And so this slip tool, it affects one clip, it's in and out point, and it doesn't change the duration of how long it is. So for this one, I just kind of like end the clip kind of wherever. So let's say I just want to end it right there. Then that's where it'll end. And it doesn't change how long the duration is. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to do a time remap and how to adjust a ramp so you get a smoother transition from a slow-mo to normal pace or fast motion, whichever you want to do. So first, what you're going to want to do is you want to make this bigger, V1, make that chunk bigger. And then you can go control-click the FX button right there. And you go time remap, then speed. So now you have this ribbon up. And so from here, what you're going to want to do is hold command, and then you should see this pop up. And so click on that. And then once you're there, now you can take this and drag this down. We'll go to about 69%. And you could go anywhere else you want here, and then do the same thing, hit command, and then plus that, and drag that back up to 100%. And so that's if, so it's already going slow-mo, but it goes even more slow-mo there. It's kind of tough to tell because it's already slow-mo. But If you want to adjust it and make a more smoother transition between that, you could just go over and you could drag the playhead out. And so now you have an even smoother transition from slow-mo and back to fast motion. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to create an adjustment layer. So reasons why you would want to use an adjustment layer is because instead of adding just, the same, say for each one of these clips you want to add a blur, let's say, instead of manually having to add a blur to each one, you just create an adjustment layer and it'll add that blur to all your clips, or just any kind of effect in general. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over here to the bottom left, you're going to want to right click, go to new item and hit adjustment layer. Once this comes up, you'll hit OK. And now you could take that and drag it on top of your timeline in V2. And you could play around with how long you want the adjustment or whatnot. And so now you can come over to effect controls and you could just add whatever you want. Let me add an effect. So let's see, video effects. Let's just add a blur. We'll have Gaussian blur right to there. And as you see, it comes up right here. And so now you can hit this little keyframe and you can add whatever blur you want. And you can really play around with any effects you want. Alright, the final thing I will show you is how to animate something using keyframes. So what you're going to want to do, let's say here you have a normal clip, you're going to want to go to Effect Controls. And so once you're here, you can, let's say I want to make a zoom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Scale here, and just hitting these little timers, or whatever they are, will make the keyframe. And let's say I want to add like a little rotation too. So you're going to want to go over a few frames where you want your animation to like transition into. So here you're going to want to hit your keyframe. So here, let's say here's the zoom I want to do. Let's say I want to rotate it like that. So now what you're going to want to do is, you can see now when you play through, there's your little animation.